Yeah, that's a good idea. We got boys hitting the arms. You're hitting the outro.
We're feeling good.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
We're in a good
look
spot.
at that. We should have did before
Here,
and after.
Charles, come here.
Yeah, hit a pose.
Thumbnail,
here.
thumbnail.
That'll be the thumbnail
Yeah,
right
this
there.
is good. I like this.
Yeah, give me the eyes. Give me the eyes.
Yep.
We are here in. What do you call this place?
The garage. We don't
Just-
have a
just
cool
the
name
garage
for it.
with,
it used to be the Pound, but then we changed it up.
The Pound. We got
The Pound is the vintage name.
Got a sign. You had an uncle that was a powerlifter.
Yeah. So my Uncle Tony was a powerlifter, bodybuilder. He had all this in his basement, and then he retired, and so he gave it to me, and then we put it in our garage, and it's been out here for, I think, like 8 years now. So it's where I grew up lifting, pretty much.
Fuck yeah.
Spent a lot of time in here.
This place. Was he the first one to teach you how to lift?
No, that was my dad. No,
Your dad?
I really never lifted with him because my dad like trained too, and so he started training me. So I didn't really do much with Tony, but I just took the equipment. So
Nice. You want to tell the people that don't know you who you are? We got Mr. Workhorse here with us.
So I'm Lock and Reed. I run Workhorse training. That's my alter ego. It's kind of like my Batman persona. I put on the cape sometimes. So past 2 summers, I worked with this guy at Velocity coaching, hockey
Field
guys.
admin.
Yep.
Mr.
And
Welty
then
himself.
I just finished up college at Gustavus. There I worked with men's hockey and men's soccer. I was their strength coach for 3 years, which was really cool. Because usually undergrads don't get that chance, so I had a really cool, lucky chance to work with 2 teams while I was there. So yeah, and then this summer I'm kind of just hanging out. I run my own small training group. I'm out at Velo this summer. I just wanted a little more free time away from Nate, and so I wanted to just run my own session.
You don't see me every day still.
Yeah, so I still come by the gym and still lift with him, which is nice. We have a good group going there with the new Velocity coaches, Brian and Joe. They're cool dudes. And then in August, I'm going out to Colorado to work at a school for a year. It's like a 1-year intern teaching job. So, yeah.
What are you teaching?
Middle school humanities.
Are you gonna do any strength conditioning stuff there, like with the
I don't
school?
know. It's not gonna be coaching like I have in the past few years. It's not gonna be like that. They have a ton of outdoor programming, so a lot of like skiing, hiking, backpacking kind of stuff. So it'll be more like running outdoor programs. So it'll be a big change of pace for me, but I'm excited for it. So yeah.
Was the change of pace needed? What's the change of pace? Why'd you want to go coaching after like strength conditioning or teaching after strength conditioning?
Partly, man, I feel like I got a really good sense of what strength and conditioning coaching is like, just because I have been working in that job for at least 4 years now, and like I enjoyed it. Like there's things I love about it, but also I kind of wanted to do something new with my life. And I know the things that I like about coaching, like the personal relationships you get with athletes, the having a sense of like their goal and then trying to figure out methods to get there, like those kind of very easily cross over to teaching. And I did a little bit of teaching at Gustavus. I worked as a writing center tutor, and so working with the kids on their writing was really fun for me, and I enjoyed the same things about that I liked about coaching, and so I just wanted to kind of put those skills into a new setting. And I mean, I'll probably come back to coaching eventually. I just wanted to try out something new and put my skills somewhere else. So
yeah, fuck, dude. If you can do like the teaching into like a high school coach, I think that's the move. That's
oh,
where I
for
want to
sure.
retire. I think that's like the coolest. Like you have the personal relationships with all the athletes and everything like that. Is this Mr.?
That's my dad.
That's the dad?
Yeah. You're okay though. You can put your bike away.
On the camera?
Hey guys.
Nice to meet you. I'm Austin.
Awesome, Sean.
The legend himself. Nice to meet you.
How are you doing, Sean? Nice to see you.
I'm Austin.
You just interrupted your whole show.
No, you're good. This is better content than what we were doing. This is awesome. Yeah. How far of a bike ride you guys go for?
We went down to Snelling Park. It's all flooded. It's really cool.
Yeah, we were informed by several rangers that the park was closed. We said, okay.
Just kept going?
We just kept going until the water stopped us. We had to stop.
All right. Well, that can be a great segue into our session today. Locking. What do we got?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We got the legendary whiteboard.
We got a whiteboard. You need whiteboards in a garage gym. So we already warmed up for like 2 hours playing spike ball and pickleball, but I got some bar hangs, pec stretch, pull over stuff just to get the shoulders loose and open. Then 3 sets 20, dumbbell curls and overhead band triceps just to get some blood flowing. And then we'll go heavy block after. I like alternating curls and then dumbbell French press, so like overhead extensions. So some heavy sets of like 6 to 8 reps there. And then finish off hammer curls. And I got a fun little cable pulley system in here that we'll set up. So we'll use that for some push downs. And that's the plan. So
in typical lifting with Welty fashion, we played games for 2 hours and lifted for 25 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
athletic.
All right.
I missed pickleball.
Yeah, you didn't even come to pickleball, you're just golfing. All right, let's rip it. Cool. Let's do it. Single arm hangs here.
Yep.
What are you hitting here? What's your thought process with the warm up with the opening?
So we're just doing arms for the workout. And so obviously the arms connect up to the shoulders. And so I want the shoulders to be nice and mobile before we get into it. So I like doing some end range holds, kind of a mix of stretching and isos, which are the best kind. So we'll do 2 sets of these. One that, like, they're doing the lat pull over there, so obviously just focus on the lats. Bar hang, you get a little bit of lats. Also just getting the wrist and hand ready to hold some weight. And then the third one will be a chest opener stretch. This feels good before getting an arm pump. Make sure your arms are fully mobilized.
It's like functional arm training.
Exactly. You got to think about it. So bar hangs, pullovers, all the good stuff.
What'd you think about with the pullovers? Anything special there?
Try to get my shoulder blades off the bench and then just reaching the dumbbell as far as I can behind me. So like pulling down the whole time. And then it's really hard for me to breathe in this position, so working on that too.
Dude, I feel like that pullover position is one of the most underrated like ISO positions you get into because so many athletes are just absolute trash at it, myself included.
Yeah.
We get an overhead in that lengthened position, holy shit.
I love it on the GHGs.
Sure.
The GHE is a good one too, yeah. And then Locke, you want to tell them about that chest stretch you're doing right now?
Sure. So similar concept to trying to pull farther into it the whole time, but instead of the lats, it's more of obviously the pecs and also a little bit of biceps too, which is nice. So I feel like the more I stretch out the muscle before I try to get a pump with it, it just has more ability to, I can just feel it better. Like once you know where the muscle is, it's a little easier to get a good contraction to it. So for the chest stretch, the legs don't move, and then you just try to rotate your torso farther away from the band, so pulling the muscle a little farther all the time.
And what's your, let me show you right now. What's your thoughts with feeling muscles, right? I've been talking about that a little bit on the YouTube. I like that thought process. What's your woo-woo-wee or scientific expression of why feeling a muscle, especially for a pump, is important?
Yeah.
Or why do you value it anyways?
Sure. Yeah.
You can go bro science here. I go bro science when I explain it.
No, it's definitely more bro science for me. So let's say like a bicep, for instance, like when we're doing bicep curls, there's a difference between thinking about the dumbbell moving from point A to point B and just focusing on that movement and like, completing the action of a bicep curl versus thinking about what is actually moving the bicep. Because if you actually really focus on what is causing that movement at the elbow, sometimes if you like really slow down on it, it could be more of like the elbow flex or the shoulder flexing up, or the biceps aren't actually doing any work here until you get to the top, versus the shoulder staying completely still and the bicep being actually the thing driving the motion. And so that's I've kind of thought about that based on Dak's like slow lower stuff, because like that's what he always talks about. Like if you're in a lunge or a bench press or something, like actually figuring out which muscles are causing the motion rather than just the motion causing itself. Yep. And so there's definitely sometimes where like the motion causing itself is a better state of mind, like more athletic stuff like sprints and jumps, like thinking about like now my hamstring is touching and now my hamstring is pulling. Like that's just going to be way too slow to actually be useful in like a sprint or like a more like competitive scenario. But when you're doing more isolated stuff like this, being aware of how your body is moving and where it is in space, I think it's a good other end of the spectrum versus the more like external focused of sprints and competitive scenarios. So
yeah, well, I was with Joe Smith at the seminar, and he was talking about, he kind of talks about it in the like masculine versus feminine. That's kind of like his bro science way of explaining it, and I like that too. Like you were just saying, the different, like how can you give your athletes the different feelings? Like give them, because like the erotic athletes need less of this, more of just like go and sprint.
Right.
And then meatheads is like, especially like myself, need more of this, less of the meathead-ish, like just go and grind type things, where you can actually feel something or you get some rhythm into some of these movements. But I also like, especially like hypertrophy-wise, I talk about like I really like Thibodeau's like pre-fatigue, post-fatigue type methods, but it's very similar. It's basically like if you have muscles that are just kind of always taking over, and again, this is bro science too, but if like when I bench, it's always triceps. Like I'm never gonna get a big chest from bench pressing for myself. It's just gonna tricep. If I do some chest stretches or chest flies are really good for me before I bench. I can actually feel that chest again in the movement. And again, that's whether you want to bias it or not. Like sometimes you're just gonna bench just to like get a lot of weight up, and then sometimes you can bench to actually drive that stimulus. But I think having the tools in place to get to where you want to get to, I think is important.
yeah, and we'll do that like a similar thought process for more like athletic movement. Like if I'm trying to get a guy to run faster or like play faster.
Yep.
It's a similar thing with like we'll use exercises that Kind of like the racehorse stuff I picked up earlier on, like things like line hops or things like, what's another good example, Nate? Like line hops, fast jumps, sometimes like honestly the band kicks, just because it makes them think faster, like very isolated.
I think
like I'm never gonna do
banded
that.
tantrums are the most hated on
I know,
exercise that
right.
good athletes enjoy.
Right, that's one thing, is like the fast guys enjoy it and they think it feels right. And so, I mean, I'll maybe do them like, this summer, I'll do them like maybe twice with like, 'cause I have a couple guys who I'm training at that group at Blake who they're not like fast, but they want to get faster. And so I'll do that a couple times. And I think it's great to do it with some kind of constraint sprint or something that's like actually more like integrated fast. Because like the line hops or the band kicks or things like that, it's the actual tissues that are doing it maybe aren't going to be the same kind of contractions and the same kind of movements that are actually useful for sprinting, but it's about I think it's just like the brain being able being okay with that movement.
Yeah.
It's like so it's like the same thing as like altitude drops of like the neurological sense being cool with that kind of impact, being okay with that kind of speed. And so it's similar, and I want to drive that feeling more than I want to drive any kind of physical adaptation, more of like being okay with that kind of speed. You watch a guy do the overspeed sprint or it's a regular sprint and there's something that's slow about it, like their hip slice is just, it just looks slow, right, compared to someone who is faster. And maybe that's a missing link. Maybe they just can't actually go that fast. Maybe not, but there's a lot of like factors, but that could be one.
I like the like you were saying. If the good athlete's telling me, like, I'm going to listen to a good elastic athlete tell me something feels amazing, rather than most meatheads that are saying there's no point to doing
Right,
exercise,
exactly.
you know? And like you said, whether you're biasing tissue or you're biasing a feeling, like, I don't know, bias, again, I really like Joel's definition of it, because he was even having us do like a bunch of bouncing exercises in the same way, like rapid bouncing and just trying to feel as relaxed as possible. And drawing them all the way into the feminine for athletes that have never touched the feminine side of training. And what I've like realized is like a lot of times coaches won't go to feminine just because it looks weird. Like everything you do feminine looks feminine. It's like, or looks goofy. It's like the fast tantrums, the dancing type movements, the rhythm. One of the things he was having us do, like he would bias, if he has like a stiff runner, he would bias like big shoulder rolls and then relax, like shoulder bounces back and forth, and then he would have him go run. But the same thing, he's trying to draw him all the way into the feminine. So when he goes to the masculine exercise, hopefully it brings him into a little bit more of that middle ground where the shoulders are relaxed, everything's bouncing. But I really like that thought process. All right, we finished all three of these?
Yeah, let's do these. Yeah.
Going to the next?
Yeah, so,
Hold up, I'll get the camera.
oh, you move around, yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow.
3 sets, 20.
Try not to cut off Will or lock it.
3 sets, 20, just pump reps. So somewhat controlled, but just to get, again, that feeling into the bicep. Kind of like, I really enjoyed doing, like wedding warm-ups, those kind of things.
Dude, I used to crush those.
I love that kind of stuff, especially for like hypertrophy workouts, doing that before. Partly the feeling, partly like he talks about like the accumulated volume of doing an extra 300 reps before a workout, like sure. But I just feel great afterwards. Like I feel very ready to do heavier weight after getting a little bit of a pump before. So kind of pretty similar idea there.
That was the most blue pilled I had ever been, was the, I was full. With the
full
St.
on with
Thomas
it.
boys, we were full winning.
Yeah.
Full winning workouts.
Who is it?
Go overhead, other way, facing away. Matt Wedding's like a West Side powerlifting guy. And I think that was when I would listen to Joe DeFranco's podcast all the time.
He was the first guy to introduce me.
Exactly, yeah. So I listen to that podcast, and like the whole premise is you do 4x25 of light weight before workouts of like 3 exercises. And like that's literally it. But like I would just do that for a long time before, when I was more in like powerlifting training. And I don't know,
Got
it
the
feels
biggest
good.
triceps ever.
Yeah.
I was getting like goated triceps doing that.
4x25 band pushdowns.
The banded pushdowns, I've never done more banded pushdowns in my life than following DeFranco. And I haven't.
And so like some of that you take with you, like some of that, like it has useful application.
What are you hitting here? What's your
Overhead
goal?
tricep. Yeah, so I like these because you get at the top, you get a little bit of a stretch, especially if you walk forward. And like the maximum you go is like back there, the big tricep stretch. Kind of go like halfway. So you get a good end range stretch and then lock it out at the end. So you can also do it with a cable, but since we got a lot of guys in here, it's a little easier setup.
The cable pushdown was a thing in high school. Was the thing. Everyone
thing.
loved doing the stack in high school.
Oh yeah.
I, of course, sucked at it because I was not a muscle guy.
What were you? What kind of guy were you?
I was 150 pounds when I graduated, boys.
I was 180 in my freshman year.
We never played you guys. Ever.
Where were you?
Smart Rapids.
I always fuck up and think you're a cathedral. Those are your St. Cloud State. Your St. Cloud State background. We got 3 rounds, ripping back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
What's your work to rest ratio here? Well, or locking
Like 0.
Zero?
Like, just get a drink of water and
straight
move on.
straight pump.
Yeah. Because with this, like, we're not going into heavy weight yet. We're not like really caring about the weight yet. It's again
Before
just
you
like
hit
the feeling.
before you hit an arm workout, you got any pre-workout? Like if you're really trying to get juicy, what's your pre-workout? What are you doing food-wise?
That's a good
got
one.
any
That's a
hacks
good
there?
one. Yeah. So I mean, obviously the big ones are carb, sodium, and water. So I didn't actually do this today because I had. What did I even do this morning? Oh, I went on like a nature walk. That was fun. But usually, probably something like big pancakes. Pancakes with obviously a lot of carbs. Throw some syrup on there. And then, I mean, I like probably really salty eggs for a good meal. So pancakes, eggs for your food. And then the fun stuff is going to be like 10 grams of L-citrulline, which tastes horrible. So you can find pre-workouts that have it mixed in.
10 grams.
Yeah. I think Gorilla Mind, is that Gorilla Mind? Gorilla Mode? One of the two. That has a lot of L-citrulline, so that's a good one. If you don't have that, beetroot powder is a good one as well. I love that.
I did beetroot for a while, dude. The veins on that are
I know,
fucking
exactly, yeah.
actually insane.
Yeah.
That's not an overhyped supplement. I
No,
was just drinking
no.
that for funsies.
Yeah,
Thursday, when we did bodybuilding with Joe and stuff, grapes. Stole from him.
it works really well. So you get that with a bunch of sunlight. That is going to get you a great pump.
What about honey, dude? What people don't realize is you adopted the honey train before honey was cool. I remember
did.
you were
Yep.
slurping it at JST.
Yeah.
Before it was a cool thing to do.
I got that from Bugenhagen, remember?
You Bugenhagen?
Yeah.
Dude,
so Eric Bugenhagen, that was like one of my, again, early inspiration for me. Because he was kind of like it wasn't like a power lifter, but his whole thing was just lifting heavy weight. And like that's all I cared about. So I'd watch his videos and he would have all kinds of, he has the most hilarious nutrition videos where he just finds the most absurdly high calorie foods and just talks about them. like bags of dates that have like 10,000 calories or.
dude, dates are dangerous.
I know.
I fuck up dates. They're like good.
Yeah. But he would just talk about honey. So I'm like, all right, I'll start drinking honey. So I started drinking honey before workouts. And I mean, I can't say I noticed like a massive effect, but like you feel kind of good. Like it's an extra good like sugar rush, and you can say it's a natural occurring food source. So
I do notice
I like it.
I notice an energy difference.
Yeah.
Sipping honey. I'll give
Yeah.
honey the bro science benefit there.
Yeah.
Like
That beetroot though made me look huge for when people was turning into a bodybuilding gym.
oh yeah, I have a great video that you should include for this of Nate doing lap pull downs at Velocity with the best lighting. I was like
you look like a legend.
I was like underneath like the perfect camera angle, the overhead lighting. It was really good.
I'm a little disappointed. Where's our SoundCloud mix right now?
That is true. I should get one going.
Lockett is the OG SoundCloud dude.
Playmix.
Yeah, you guys were just on Big Booty Mix, so I had to bring in.
Yeah, we were stuck on Big Booty Mix for a while. And you know what actually fully brought me out of Big Booty Mix and fully took me to your SoundCloud world was a girl in the sauna. Like, all your boys can tell you something, but like, a cute girl tells you something and you listen way quicker. And I did it. I was like, oh, this is what they've been jamming to the whole time. And it doesn't get you marked on YouTube typically because it's usually a remix.
You said you
I
got
know.
softball after this?
Yeah, I got games. We got.
You can't go sauna after this?
Oh, I think I'm gonna go try and rip a quick one, and then I got games at 6, so we'll see timing wise.
I'm with you. I haven't been there in 3 weeks. Kellen texted me.
All right.
Could it come by anytime soon? But I was like, I don't want to end my sauna membership.
All right, next one will go a little heavier. So, alternating curls, 5 each arm.
Yeah.
So heavier than what we did for pump reps. So now this is the main block, the main squeeze.
Main squeeze here.
Yep.
What's your so you always you go pre-pump, you get the arms are juicing right now.
Right.
Then you
Yeah,
go
so-
heavy.
Yeah. So now you're feeling great. Now you
Yep.
can actually lift the heavy weight. So if I were to try to go straight into these, like warming up with sets of 5, it just would not be the same. I would
First
not.
2 reps are waist, or first 2 sets are waist.
Right, and now like I'm already ready to go. So usually I'll try to get up to like 45 or 50 depending on the day, but 5 an arm here. And with these
6 arm.
6 an arm, is that what the board says? Oh jeez, all right.
Board
6 an arm.
does say 6.
Follow the board always.
Yep.
I'm okay with a little bit of swing in here just because the weight's heavier, but then controlling the eccentric. Get a little extra stress.
So yeah, Sam Sulik made cheater curls cool again.
Arnold made him cool way before that.
Yeah, but then well they were cool, and then they became not cool when the
Here, I'll get the.
geeks came out, and
I went
then
to the same college as Arnold.
Is
You
Arnold?
did?
Yeah, he went to Superior for a year.
Arnold Schwarzenegger went to Superior?
I'm gonna fact check you there.
First thing they show us in freshman orientation.
Was Arnold Schwarzenegger at
He
school?
was there.
It's kind of crazy.
And you'll never talk about it again, but they let everyone know.
That's funny. All right, I'll set up
Those feel good,
some cable push downs because we have to use this. It's a staple of the garage.
dude. I love this thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I used it the first time when I was in Florida, my buddy's garage gym. It's kind of spicy.
I know. It's really smooth. It forces you to actually control the weight because otherwise it starts swinging and hitting you in the shin.
Oh, look at these two. Just getting the jack on right now. How many sets and reps here?
These 8 of
8.
these. Did I do this backwards? I might have.
Oh, my rotisserie.
Oh, I did.
You ordered one? I gotta get one.
Wondering what arm care they should do. That's fucking.
I did not like the designs on those rotists don't miss were so funny. I thought it'd just be like the most simple shirts, just like a
They're
rotist
actually
don't miss.
fire.
And like they're just these like how did like Tim didn't make those? Who made those for him?
Somebody had to design
Like
it.
those designs are like intricate.
Fire,
like,
I know. They were goated.
Yeah.
You have to go out to Tim's place, Locke.
Yeah.
It's so bougie.
Have you been there?
Yeah, we went there when we had a softball tournament there and then a podcast with Tim, but it's like, and Jake was down there at the same time too.
That's light. You should try it.
How many reps we got?
8.
8. But no, dude, it's like, it's a super
It's like,
rich, they have a sauna, ice tubs, but it's like bougie everything.
influencer gym. Kind of like Alpha Lead, I feel like.
This one, what's it? Glides way easier than my buddy. That's
really?
That's a good attachment right there.
Tim was trying to say, yeah, you gotta come out here, we'll get you on the pod. I was like, yeah, come out.
Dude, it's
Welty pod.
it's fire. The place is legit. Their sauna's bougie, their ice tubs are bougie. The whole place, like, best lighting in the world. Better than Velo, which is crazy. Velo is the second best gym I've been in. Velo's lighting is elite.
Be proud.
Yep. JST's got to be top 10 worst lighting.
It kind of does suck.
What about the original?
The original was nice. The original had really good lighting. It's because it was all black with overhead lights, but you really can't do anything cool. You really have to hit a good angle or be huge at our current gym to
First time I met Locke,
look cool.
and I think the first time I met you was when we all played basketball
Which one was that?
against Will, with Jake.
Oh,
big
wait,
basketball game.
that wasn't the first time I met you, Welty.
Wasn't it?
No way.
I don't know, it's the first time I met Locke.
Yeah. I don't know who the hell you were.
That was a fun day.
That's when Will ran me over off a pick and roll.
Bro, that Will ran fucking everybody over. That's when I realized, I'm like, oh, there's a different level of explosion to this game. Legitimately, though, like, we played a Mary Hunter Baylor quarterback who ended up being a, like, 3rd-round draft pick. He's the only guy I've seen, like, have that level of twitch. Like, where you're in front of them, and then they just disappear, and you're like, what the fuck just happened, bro?
Yeah.
It's like where you, I saw Will like shoulder touch where it looked like he barely hit like 3 or 4 people and everybody just went flying. I was like, Jesus Christ,
I
dude.
just remember him driving the lane. I think he beat, I want to say he beat Al or something. And I come across the side, I jump up, like, yep, I'm moving, I'm spinning there, I'm not getting dunked on.
That was the whole goal of that experience. Just don't get dunked on and you're good. That was a fun ass day. Kendrick came, Elon guy. That was legendary.
Made a podcast in the Blake
Podcast
gym.
in the Blake, like,
Wasn't there?
Yeah.
oh, you skipped the legendary meathead round table, dude.
But I was guest on part 3.
Yep. Called you in. We got 4 rounds of this? Or are we skipping
Yeah.
around for time?
I might need to leave. I need to leave like 5 minutes, honestly.
5 minutes? All right.
Yeah.
You want to go next set?
Yeah, let's do that. Next one. Hammers.
Yeah, let's try to get all,
Okay.
like just two sets quickly. And we get out of
Yeah.
here.
All right.
Well, he's getting a pump for a grad party here.
Yeah. Me and some family. Have to look good. All right, hammers. 12 reps. For hammers, I like, for a while, I was doing hammers the same way as regular curls, just like with my wrist turned over, so just like this. And they always felt fine, but then, I don't know if I did it or if someone else told me to do it, but you just put your palm flat against your thigh like this and actually come towards the middle more. It feels way different. I had no idea. I was doing wrong this whole time. So hammers, both arms together, up and down like this.
Just like that.
12 reps.
I like it.
Rip through it.
Going, what, 25s there?
Yeah, for the first set, we'll probably go up. Go 30, 35 probably. 12 reps, yeah. Probably 30s are good from, where'd they go? Down at the bottom.
Matt's going to Planet right now.
Planet's so good. Matt loves Planet.
The log alarm.
Been the one Planet Fitness and up.
All right, Locke. We got boys hitting the arms. You're hitting the
We're
outro.
feeling good.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
we're in a
look
good
at,
spot.
Look at that. We should have did
Here,
before
come
and
here.
after.
Charles, come here.
Yeah, hit a pose.
Thumbnail,
here.
thumbnail.
That'll be the thumbnail
Yeah,
right
this
there.
is good. I like this.
Yeah, give me the eyes. Give me the eyes.
Yep.
Nice.
Good, yeah,
Nice.
we got that.
Oh, I thought you were hitting.
No,
a-
I'm
some
just- I'm
piece of
cleaning up.
knowledge there.
No.
Yeah. What else? What else you got for the people in your outro? What piece of life advice here for arms and what do you want them to know about Workhorse?
About
before you
arms,
leave?
so I'll start. So the key with arms, you always get an extra rep in you. That's a big one. You can start. We're
Even
doing
Welty. Even Welty.
Welty has extra reps. You just got to help him sometimes. You got
Yeah.
to help him pull the bar down a little bit for him, but
ISO.
you can always control the eccentric. So just think about that. As for life, man, that book Siddhartha. I saw you posted some of that.
So good.
That's a great book.
That is a great book.
Listen to the river. That's a big one for me.
The river?
So
Yep.
when Siddhartha's gone through his whole life, and he's come back to this river that he crossed when he was much younger, and then he just sits and listens to it. And there's things that the river says that you don't listen to initially, and so it means something different to everyone. But it means something different to me. It means something different to Welty probably to listen to the river. But just your surroundings are talking to you, and so listen to that.
I like
know what's
that.
there.
And there's no. I really like the message around that is like the no teacher.
Yeah.
Like you can't really force the knowledge, or you
Yeah.
can't force the wisdom. You can have all the
Yeah.
knowledge, but until you listen.
Yeah.
All right, Welty, what do you got for our people? I hope you need the mic before you leave.
What's the question?
Anything?
Yeah.
Well, you go this way though.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Bad lighting.
My bad.
The
Bad
lighting is great this way.
Lighting looks phenomenal right now.
What do I have for the people?
Yep.
Um,
How was the arm day?
good. It was a good day for arms. Probably lose it in an hour because I'm small, but I look probably massive right now.
You do.
Look huge.
Get this going.
You skipped a couple games
Come on.
of.
Hey, me and Charles did really good in spike ball.
Yep. 1-0.
That's pretty good.
1-0.
Nice.
But-
All right.
yeah.
Signing off.
Be a little admin.
Little Edmund signing off. Boom.
Well, the driver still wasn't good. Come on. That's ripped. Ah, we have down the tape, baby. Dang it. Nice. 2-0. Oh! Yes. Find me. Hi. How was the round?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. You want?
Wow. So good. Oh, we almost got it. Oh! Ow! Oh my god, please hit it. Oh. Nice. Yep. One short. Oh.